RoastyMeToasty here. For this week's video, we are gonna take a look at a 1v5 outplay that took place in a solo queue rank match where I am playing as Skye. As you can see, while my opponents aren't certainly the best, but by the end of this video, you should understand how your thought process should be while trying to make a play and pointers to look out for while attempting to do so. Now, let's take a look at what was happening before I made this Skye outplay. As you can see, the Vox on my team was called out by the opposing team. However, their Gwen had missed her ultimate, Ace's High, but their Baptiste had also used his ultimate, Fearsome Shade, which hits both the Churnwalker and the Vox on my team, causing them to be feared into the wall. This is followed up by the opposing Gumjaw using his stuffed ability on my Churnwalker. It was at this point of time where I noticed that the Celeste was out of position, and I tried to apply some damage onto her, but she manages to boots away in time. After this, the enemy team focused their attention onto the Churnwalker, which had been eaten by the Gumjaw before eventually taking him down. The rest of my team then dashes in, trying to apply some damage onto the enemy carries before dashing out. My Lance tried to do the same thing, however he wasn't as lucky as he was hooked back in by the enemy Finn before dying to the enemy Gwen. Knowing that the enemy team had wasted all of their hard crowd control's ability onto my teammates, I then proceeded to kite backwards away from the enemy team, while at the same time trying to look for a window of opportunity to re-engage onto the enemy team. Here, the Gwen makes a mistake and tanks a turret shot, and it was then when I finally decide to turn around and re-engage onto the enemy team. Before any further aggression, I then use my reflex block to block the slow coming from Gumjaw's A as well as Baptiste's A ability. Here, I'm just stacking my breaking point onto the enemy Finn before turning my attention onto the enemy Baptiste, dodging away from his ultimate with my Suri Strike ability. Here, I target the Celeste as she tries to run away from me, but I just kill a few auto attacks and my Foul Barrage ability. All that's left is the Gumjaw and the Finn, and since Gumjaw does more damage than Finn, I dropped him first before killing the Finn, securing the teamfight win as well as the ace. Before ending off this video, let's recap some of the pointers that you should look out for if you find yourself in a situation like this. Firstly, it's always good to keep track of the cooldowns of the enemy team's crowd control abilities. This is especially important because if you are ever caught up in an enemy's stun or displacement ability, their team will most likely follow up by bursting you down, and even if you do survive, you will be at a very low health and won't be able to participate in a fight anymore. Now for the second point, it is also important that you identify the damage threat of the enemy team and prioritize killing them as soon as possible. One example would be when I went onto the enemy Baptiste. I also had the option to go for the enemy Celeste, but I didn't, as while the enemy Celeste was theoretically one of the carries on the opposing team, but since I know my heroes matchups as Skye, I counter Celeste due to my high mobility, but Baptiste counters me as a hero due to his B ability, Ordained, as well as his ultimate, Fearsome Shade, both of which can potentially put me in an unfavorable situation which can cause me to lose this fight. Hence, since Baptiste has more threat to me than the rest of the enemy team, I decided to go on him first instead. I hope that this video was useful in helping you understand about how your thought process should be while in a team fight. That's all it is for this video. This is RoastyMeToasty signing off.